Hello guys and welcome to a new video of the Football Talk. Today's topic, we're discussing Premier League table standings, Premier League title winner, top four and the three relegated teams for this season. With me we've got Aboudi, Kareem, Dries and KB. So just a shout out for my friend KB here. He's got a movie review account. Can you tell us a bit about it?
Okay, so basically it's KB Goes to the Movies on Instagram, and I just post reviews, short reviews, spoiler-free of course, of movies, usually classics and modern classics, and I grade them over 10. And I've got a lot of fun interactive stuff coming soon, so make sure to give me a follow.
Yeah, so follow him. The link and everything will be in the description below. So guys, let's cut to the chase and kick off with this review. Just first thing, Khalid is an AC Milan fan. And well, their unbeaten run just ended, so just let's cheer for that. KB, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that?
Well, we went on a 24-game unbeaten run, which started right after football resumed after the lockdown last season. We had 19 wins and 5 draws, which is quite amazing. And I think it's all thanks to the coach who found the perfect formation for all of our players to gel and quick well together. And I think Zlatan Ibrahimovic had a big part in that unbeaten run. You could see like we had a lot of young players, and Ibrahimovic just gelled everything together. And I think like one of the main reasons the run ended is because, first of all, it's because of fatigue. And second of all, if you see, like we haven't really changed our starting 11 during these games, but we had, I think, 4 or 5 changes in our game against Lille, which is why the team was a bit unsettled and you could feel the chemistry just wasn't there for the game.
Yeah, that's true. Honestly, sorry for that. So let's kick in. So I'm going to start with the 3 relegated teams for the season. So who do you think they are? We'll start with Aboudi. So give me your opinion.
Okay, so I think the table speaks for itself. The last 3 teams right now are the ones who are going to get relegated, I think. So it's West Brom, Sheffield, and Burnley, I think.
Yeah. Kareem, what do you think?
For me, I think that, like Aboudi said, I think that Burnley haven't had a good start to the season, and I think that Sheffield also they didn't do a good job during the transfer window, and like Aboudi said, West Brom are the team that concedes the most, that are conceding the most until now. So I think, yeah, like Aboudi said, West Brom, Burnley, and Sheffield.
Yeah. Chris, what about you?
I think it's going to be West Brom, Fulham, and Sheffield.
Fulham, really?
Yeah. I mean, just like West Brom, it's pretty. I mean, they played against each other. Fulham won, but like they're both not doing that well defensively. They both have many issues at the back. Even their I think it was their owner came out and said, we're sorry, but we couldn't get anybody during the transfer window. So he basically said, I'm sorry, our players are shit, but we can't do anything about it.
But I think they can still make it. They have a good striker. Mitrovic is good.
Yeah, I mean, he always comes up and down, scores some goals, and goes back down.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And there's also Burnley, I don't know. I mean, they're a contender, but I feel like, Van Dijk has done this for so many years now. He doesn't get any transfers. He has the same starting 11, and he just does it consistently. Maybe they've had a harder start now. It's a different Premier League than normal, but I think that they'll find form and they'll end up. I mean, it's still not an easy place to go. People go there, they barely win, like 1-0, 2-0. They just need to find some scoring goals too.
Yeah. Maybe.
Well, I think it's going to go down with Burnley and West Brom and Manchester United. Sheffield United. Even though Manchester United are pretty close, talking to you, Dries. But yeah, I think the table speaks for itself. 3 teams have 0 wins in their first.
Well, we'll see where you have them in your top 4, mate.
Well, we'll get to that later on.
Yeah,
but I think the table speaks for itself, as Aboudi and Kareem said.
Yeah, I honestly feel that West Brom and Sheffield are definitely going to be relegated this season. But I feel that Fulham might escape because they play a bit better. They have more attacking options than Burnley. Burnley's play is just horrendous to watch. It's really ugly. Just long balls, and whoever gets it gets it. I don't know. I'm not convinced that this team might avoid relegation this season. But anyways, so now a more controversial topic. I think the top four is going to be a heated debate. So let's start. Aboudi, who do you think is going to finish in the top four? Not in order, just like the teams that are going to be in this top four.
Okay, so I think Liverpool are going to win the league, most probably. I feel like they have the best team. They are experienced. Although they have some injuries, I think they're still going to win the league. Chelsea is definitely a top four contender. I think they're a better side than City even this season. City, of course, comes in third, maybe. And the fourth, I think it's between Man United and Tottenham.
Yeah, possible. So yeah, I think it's a good ranking, honestly. So let's see what Kareem thinks.
So like Aboudi, I think the three teams that are Liverpool, Chelsea, and Manchester City are. I think we all agree that they're gonna finish in the top four, but I think that the Arsenal might surprise us, and I think that they might finish in the top four. So I'm going with Arsenal at fourth place. So yeah, I think they might do it this year.
So Arsenal over Spurs and over United.
I think that Spurs can't maintain their good form over the long term, and I'm going for Arsenal.
Okay, fair enough. And Driss, what about you?
Listen, I'll give you my top four in order.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll start from bottom, okay? So the fourth, this is gonna be controversial, but I think the fourth is gonna be Manchester City.
Okay.
Fourth?
I feel yeah.
Okay.
I feel like they've been struggling. Like I don't know what's wrong with the team. They've got so many defenders coming in and out. You don't know which one's the one who's gonna start on the given day. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And the one thing you can always say about City that you know is gonna happen is scoring goals, but that's not even happening right now. I mean, they've got no Aguero. He was injured, came back, got injured again. Sterling's the only one who's scoring some goals here and there. Mahrez has been disappointing too. So yeah, they're in my fourth.
But even with Pep and their squad depth, you think that they will end fourth?
It's not looking good. It's not looking good, and
okay, yeah.
I think the three I have above are just simply looking better. You know.
Yeah.
My third is Spurs.
Okay.
I think their squad depth is amazing. You know, like each position they're kind of like how City are, and obviously they're not as good players, but they have many options. They just need to sort out the back a bit more. Although I think they have good options. I mean, Alderweireld is a really good player. Dorothy is a good player. Lloris is a good goalkeeper. But they just need to find some confidence at the back. I mean, you can't judge them after that 3-3 draw to West Ham. I know it was Spurs being Spurs, but that goal from Lanzini, that doesn't happen every day. Yeah. My second and first is pretty easy. I mean, the second is gonna be Chelsea. Unfortunately, I know we have a lot of Chelsea fans here, but
the boys here.
Yeah, I think their biggest problem was not scoring goals. Their problem was defense, and now they're defending well. They're scoring from the defense. Mendy's looking really good. So yeah, and then first is Liverpool. I mean, it's you don't think about it twice. They're such a good team now. Jota scoring goals too, and I mean Van Dijk is injured, but like those two center backs who came in and played last week. I mean, I forgot his name, but he was man of the match last game against West Ham. So, yeah.
Williams, right?
Yeah, Williams, exactly.
Yeah. So, Man United fans saying United not in the top four.
We won't get top 8, man. We won't get top 8.
Mate.
Come on.
That's a tough one, yeah?
there's too many issues going on at the club. I mean, it doesn't just go down to the management, the players, the board, everything. Nothing is going well.
Okay.
They just turn up whenever they feel like it, you know?
Yeah. Honestly, I respect your opinion. So yeah. So let's move on. KB, what do you think?
Well, I think the top four for this season, it's kind of I think it's still too early to tell. We're 7 or 8 games into the season. You could see that the difference between the first and the 14th, as it stands right now, is 6 points, which is nothing.
Yeah.
But as the voice said, I think we're all pretty confident to have Liverpool and Chelsea and City in the top four. And I think the fourth team is either going to be Spurs or Leicester. I think Leicester have what it takes to make it into the top four at the end of the season. And as Kareem said, Arsenal might be a surprise in the top four. But for me, I think Liverpool are going to win the league. Chelsea are going in second, City in third, and most probably Spurs in fourth. Because I think Gareth Bale just needs a couple more games to get to gel well with the team and get into game mode. And I think like a team with Gareth Bale, Harry Kane, and Son can be really, really, really dangerous on attack.
Yeah. Honestly, I think we all agree that City, Liverpool, and Chelsea are going to be in the top four. Not in the same order, of course, but we all think that. However, I think that Man United can achieve the fourth position since they always bounce back, even after, they get 10 runs, they don't lose, then they lose a couple, then they win again. So it's a bit controversial, but, I trust in my club and I think that we can do better, maybe with a new manager, but still don't know.
That would have been enough to get top four last season, but not this season.
Yeah, but honestly, this season it's a bit easier to get into top four because teams are dropping points.
Yeah.
They dropped points at the beginning, but I don't think it's going to keep happening.
Yeah. So now,
honestly, I think it's a 2-horse race between Chelsea and Liverpool. City are out of this race because they have so many injuries. I think it's between Liverpool and Chelsea, and Liverpool are obviously the favorite.
Okay. So now, like, if you can pick just one team that's going to be a total surprise this season, that's going to do really well unexpectedly, just one team, who do you think it might be? I'm going to start with you, KB.
Well, we've seen a lot of surprises this season. Southampton are having a good run. Aston Villa had a good run. Everton too. But I think the team with the most potential to have like the biggest upset and be the biggest surprise of the season is Everton, since they have James Rodriguez, which is, in my opinion, still one of the top players in the world, even though he isn't regarded as highly as he was 3-4 years ago. But I think they have the potential to be the big surprise of the season.
Okay, fair enough. Chris?
I think the biggest... so you want the biggest surprise, like good surprise going up in the table or bad surprise going down, or...
Whatever you want.
I think the biggest surprise is going to be Manchester United.
Come on.
Well, that's not really a surprise. Just we all know what's happening and what's going to happen.
Yeah,
it's
but
not really a surprise. No one's really surprised.
But no one was surprised at the end. No one was surprised last season because we got top four and we started the same way. But this season, I don't think we're top six.
Well, this season's looking different too.
We won't do top six. All the teams are coming up big, strong. Southampton, look at what they're doing. Aston Villa, Leeds. Any of those teams could be. West Ham are doing great. Any of those teams can beat Manchester easy. I feel like there's a lot of things wrong going on with the tactics. We just line up with a different formation every game, a different set of players. It's like you choose your best team and you stick with it, If you win 5-0 against Leipzig, why'd you go change it against Chelsea? We should have. They were afraid of us. We should have destroyed them. Yeah. They came up with their 5 at the back. No, it's not going to be a good season, mate.
Well, that's your opinion, mate.
Yes.
Yeah. So for you, Kareem, what do you think?
So for me, I think that nobody is going to expect it, but I think that even though they are not doing well right now. I think that Brighton might surprise us at the end of the season. So I think that if anyone watches their game, I think that like for example, yesterday I watched their game against Burnley, and I was surprised how well they played, especially going forward. So I think Lamptey is a great addition to the Brighton squad, and I think that Mopai and Trossard and Welbeck can gel together and really be a strong team going forward. And I think that they might surprise us by the end of the season. So I think that they might finish in the top 10, even though they're not doing well right now.
But I'm feeling that they're having some trouble scoring goals. They're great going forward, but they're not converting the chances into goals. Like, this is what I'm feeling.
Well, yeah, I think that last game week, since Mopai was not in the squad due to behavioral reasons, I think that they had difficulties going forward. And this game week, they were experimenting without Trossard. And I think Trossard is really essential for Brighton going forward. So, yeah, I think that they might do well this season.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think Brighton always have that attacker with that X factor that can always score goals. You had Murray a couple of years ago, and now you have Mopai. So I think like they have that X factor to score some goals and win tight games. So I can agree with that. I can see them going into the top 10.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. Final one, Aboudi.
So for me, it's between Everton and Southampton. So as Khalil said, Everton are one of the best sides this season so far. They have Ancelotti as a manager. They're doing really great. You have Richarlison, who's playing well. DCL scoring a lot of goals, and James playing really well. So it's between Everton and Southampton. Ings is scoring a lot of goals, but he's injured right now. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, but like Everton, I think they're not playing well against the top six, the great sides. They're struggling in these games.
Yeah.
Lost to Liverpool, lost to United today. So do you think they can get into this high position in the league even with these bad results?
Probably they can get top 6 or top 8. I think they're a good side. They have a very good manager, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna do well.
I feel like their main issue is at the back. Pickford, not very good.
Yeah, Pickford is a problem.
I mean, their center backs, I mean, they're not bad, but I feel like their problem is they play with such a high line. I mean, Digne and Coleman are always going up, trying to create some chances by crossing, that it's very often just them by themselves. So I feel like they might need one of their maybe defensive midfielders to support the center backs a bit more.
Yeah, Allen he's doing great, I think. Going back, he's doing really well. Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining in today.
Thanks for having us, mate.
Thank you
Thanks
for
for
having
having
us.
us.
Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one.
And comment below
Thank
too.
you.
We want to hear your thoughts.
Your thoughts, yeah, obviously. Who was your favorite out of these guys?